Okay, so back to the docking. Yeah, people in Japan, you might see the ISS, but at this stage, it's not likely, but you might see it again. But I thought you would be watching this video. So yeah. Wait, did this thing just freeze? I hope
the Dragon reaches the capture point where it'll be within range of the space station's robotic arm. Koichi Wakata again at the controls for that robotic arm and prepared to capture it at 6:14 a.m. Central Time, about 21 minutes away from now. You see Wakata here inside the cupola of the station with Steve Swanson, who's been observing the activities this morning. He wasn't originally scheduled to be here when the Dragon arrived, but the launch delays have made it possible for him to be on hand to watch the activities, although Wakata and he wasn't originally scheduled to be here when the Dragon arrived, but the launch delays have made it possible for him to be on hand to watch the activities, although Wakata and Rick Mastracchio are the main crew members in charge of the capture of the Dragon today. And Rick Mastracchio are the main crew members in charge of the capture of the Dragon today.
That happened during the launch as well, but yeah. So 20, I think the way they say 20 minutes from now will be the docking. So 2 more videos and we'll have one docked to the ISS. Not 2, well, counting this 2, but not counting this, just 1. Or maybe 2, I don't know.
Dragon's now less than 50 feet away from the space station, about 15 meters, and continuing to close in. Another 3.5 minutes left to go until it reaches the capture point.
So yeah, that would be at about halfway through this video. Wait. I think it says 3 minutes, I don't know, but yeah.
Houston on 2 for another corridor monitoring update. We see the range about 13.5 meters, primary and secondary range agree. We're in the approach mode. The white strobe is well within the crew aboard corridors. The vehicle size is a little smaller than the vehicle outline. White strobe position, we'll say in camera 3, the white strobe is inside the strobe tracker. Camera 9, the white strobe is forward of the strobe tracker, and the strobe tracker is centered on the crew aboard corridor.
Copy all, good words.
Yeah, very soon we'll have the Canadarm grab it and just pull it in.
Rick Mastracchio, they're reporting on what the crew's seeing in their window and at their displays, which they have been monitoring. Again, preparing to use the station's robotic arm to reach out and capture it on the grapple hold, which you can now see in this view, directly in the center of the screen. The station's 50-foot long, or 57-foot long Canadarm 2 will grab onto the prong you see there in the center of the screen and use that to guide the Dragon in for berthing to the Harmony node.
So yeah, let's see that, because the Canadarm should grab in another minute or so. I'm so happy I have no school today, otherwise I would not be able to record this. At this stage I would... yeah. Yeah, it's about 5 minutes into another few seconds, and we will have a dragon attached to the Canadarm. In really low yeah, there's a Canadarm.
This view, you can see now the robotic arm in position for the capture once it arrives at the point. It's in the lower left-hand corner of the screen. And in the background, a view of...
A view of what?
It's in the lower left-hand corner of the screen.
Okay, the Canadarm, I see it.
And in the background, a view of the Earth from 260 miles above the South Atlantic Ocean, heading northeast towards the coast of Africa.
And I just realized I'm in a really good... If the space shuttle was still operational, I'd be operational. And just at a time, I would be in a pretty good place to watch, because if it's basically, if the ISS is flying over Florida and heading up northwards, sort of northeast, you know, then I'll be able to see
Track
it.
is now less than 10 meters away from this station
10 meters.
and has now arrived at the capture point.
Houston, we have a exceeding limits velocity message.
We see that too, Rick. It should go away once the velocity settles down. Give it just a moment.
So I think that was Koichi there.
Yeah, it's gone, Houston, thanks.
Oh no, that was Houston, and then Rick. Yeah, we're...
And Station Houston on 2, Dragon is holding at the capture point. You're cleared to perform 1.102, step 6.
We see the CP hold, Houston in work, steps.
I think this thing is about to dock. Not dock, get caught by the Canadarm. So yeah. So yeah, if the space shuttle was still operational, it would be largely northeast, then I would get a pretty good view of it.
Now that the Dragon is at the capture point, the crew is taking another look at their displays, making sure everything matches up to what they expect before they get ready for the actual capture, which is about 15 minutes away now.
I hope that's the docking, because otherwise I'd be a bit annoyed. If it is, then yeah. Yeah, I'm getting a bit bored, to say the least. Only because it says to the actual capture, which is 15 minutes from now. I'm thinking, wait, is that when the...
Houston Station on 2, velocity exceeding limits went away, and then it came back, and now it went away. Oh, actually, it's flickering. Now we see that exceeding limits velocity. And as far as lighting, we see shadow on the grapple picture target, and that looks acceptable to us as far as lighting.
Copy that, guys. Stand by for a go to perform the capture.
Okay, you guys, 50 seconds left in the video, so just a bit annoying. Depends ask you how long you're taking. Say 50 more, well, in this case 40 at this point, more seconds. Great, I'm preparing to activate the next video, so yeah, see you guys.